just a video to follow up on the lesson we did today, for those of you who found the screen was a bit blurry. Okay, so find the standard deviations. The first example we did was 6, 9, 10, 12, 13. Okay, so our formula, it's from our log table books, page 33. Okay, and just to label what the different things stand for, this we came across before as sigma notation. So that's the sum of. X is our variable. So this is our numbers here. This symbol is for the mean. Okay, now in our log table books they actually use this symbol for the mean. Okay, they both mean the mean. We'll be doing them in more detail in statistics too. You don't need to worry about that for the moment, okay? Both of these symbols represent the mean. And N stands for the sample size. So in this case, the sample size is 5. There's 5 numbers in the sample. Okay, so before we go filling the formula, we need to find the mean. So the mean is equal to 6 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12 plus 13 over 5, which is 10. Okay, right, so now we're ready to fill in our formula. So big square root right across. Okay, and we're ignoring the sum of, because that just means we're adding all of these together. So for the first bracket, our first variable is 6. So 6 minus the mean, which is 10, which we found over here, squared. And sum of, so plus the next x value is 9 minus 10 squared plus 10 minus 10 squared plus 12 minus 10 squared plus 13 minus 10 squared over the sample size. Then there's 5 numbers there. Okay, so that's our formula filled in. After that, it's just working it out. So we've 6 minus 10 is minus 4 to be squared is 16. Should make that a bit longer there, that's square root. 9 minus 10 is minus 1, squared is 1. 10 minus 10 is gone, so we'll just put down as plus 0. 12 minus 10 is 2, squared is 4. Plus 3 squared is 9 over 5. So the top of that becomes 1030 over 5, which is square root 6, which is, and to one decimal place 2.4. Okay, so that's the first one done there. Same as the example that we would have done in the Teams meeting. Okay, so the hardest part is just getting familiar with the formula, really, what everything stands for. Okay, next example. So there, we had a table, variable, frequency. So we had 192936445763. Okay, now the formula for this is slightly different. It's just that we have an F in it because of the frequency. Again, on page 33 of your log tables. Sum of F, x minus x, the mean squared over the sum of F. Okay, and F here stands for the frequency. Okay, so again, we're going to find the mean first before we fill in our formula. So the mean is equal to, okay, so if we were to list out those numbers, there would be 38 of them. Okay, we'd be writing out the number 1 9 times, the number 2 9 times, the number 3 6 times, and so on. So there'd be a list of 38 numbers. Okay, so instead of adding up the number 1 9 times, you can say 9 times 1 plus 9 times 2 plus 6 times 3 plus 4 times 4 plus 7 times 5 plus 3 times 6 over, and the total number of numbers is 38. Okay, so that will come out to be 3. Okay, right, so we found this guy here now. This mean is 3. Okay, so if we go back to filling our formula, so it starts off the same. So the first bracket would be 1 minus, the mean is 3 squared, and the frequency of that is 9. Plus, the next is 2 minus the mean squared, and the frequency of that is 9 again. The same, going through all the numbers. Okay, and then that goes over the total number, add up all the frequency. Okay, the sum of the frequency, which we said was 38. Okay, there's a list of 38 numbers there if we were to write them all out. Okay, so working that out then, so we have 9 bracket 1 minus 3 is minus 2 squared is 4, plus 9, 2 minus 3 is minus 1 squared is 1. Okay, so I've done 2 steps there. I've subtracted what's in the bracket and squared it. And now that's still, sorry, my square root is a bit short all the time. So square root over the whole thing, which is 38. And what does that work out to be? I think it's 104. Yeah, 104 over 38, which is, so make sure then that when you put it to the calculator, the square root goes over the whole thing. 104 over 38, which is, to one decimal place, 1.7. Okay.